after having the Tacoma for a couple months now, modding it out, driving it every single day, putting almost 3,000 miles on it, do I recommend you guys to buy the new 2024 Toyota Tacoma? Personally, I have two major positives and two major negatives, and I guess we'll go ahead and start on a good note with the positives. The first thing I'll say is they actually fixed almost all of the problems we've been complaining about on the third gen Tacomas. I mean, a lot of them were having to do with the seating position, some of the space, and some actually of the size with the actual Tacoma itself. But they actually fixed a lot of those things. They gave us that space in the seating position where it's a little bit higher, feels a lot nicer. Let me go ahead and show you guys. So you can see that it already comes with kind of this little ledge thing right here that gives you guys that space right off the bat. Instead of people having those mods that they used to put those little blocks to kind of lift the seat up. But now you don't have to do that. You have a little bit more space, a little more comfortability. And you also have bigger wheel wells to fit bigger tires. I mean, right now I have 285 7D17s, and you guys can't even tell that I have 285s on here. I mean, they look like my 265s on my third gen. So that's another big upgrade and big positive that they did to this Tacoma. Now, the next major positive is I would say the technology has had a huge improvement. I mean, on this Tacoma, we now have the backup sensors where if there's a car coming here, it's gonna sense it. And this is an SR5. I don't have the technology package or anything like that. So this is basic on the Tacoma. It has the sensors coming in, it has the blind spot monitor, and it also has lane assist, which keeps you in the lanes and obviously has the car in front of you. Now, we had that on the third gen, but we didn't have the lane assist where it keeps you in. All we had was just the lane alert. So a lot of technology now. We also have the wireless Apple CarPlay, which is very convenient. Obviously, we have Type-Cs, all those new features and technologies that you need. We all have them and a little bit more on this new Tacoma. All right, now going on to the negatives of having this Tacoma, I would say the first thing is definitely the price. Now, my last SR5 was about $34 out the door, and this one is starting at $38 if you're even lucky. I got mine a little below $38. That's just because I had a special deal and I knew that Longo Toyota in LA, which is my favorite dealership. But other than that, I would have gotten this for $38 because I still got lucky on that. It has a bare bone SR5 Tacoma. If you can even find one for that price. They are dropping a little bit, but I would still say with some of these lease deals and specials, you're still not even at the price of the last Tacomas. And I get it because of some of the positives, like I mentioned, with the technology, some of the different add-ons they did. Everything has its price. But I mean, $38 for a mid-size Tacoma, starting at, if you get lucky, is a lot. I mean, usually the Tacomas are going for $45 to $50. And a lot of people are complaining about that, which I understand. The next thing about this, which is unfortunately a negative, is there's no improvement in the gas mileage. They gave us a 4-cylinder, they put on a turbo, so they kind of decreased the engine size, but they did put a turbo, and I guess we didn't lose any horsepower or torque, but I mean, we still have the same gas mileage. We just have a smaller engine, a little less gas mileage, which honestly, I don't really care much. You're buying a truck. I use this for work. It's not like I'm buying a Prius or anything, but having better gas mileage is something expected when you kind of downgrade the engine. But maybe on the hybrids, obviously you guys are gonna be seeing some improved mileage, but definitely not on these 4 cylinders with that turbo. Now, overall, do I recommend you guys to buy the new 2024 Tacoma after having it for a couple months and driving it for 3,000 miles? Honestly, I would say if you have a nice Tacoma already, or maybe a nice car, I would kind of wait out on this. They're very expensive. They're not much to offer from the previous generations. So I would say, honestly, if you're not fully in love with the truck and all of the features and you really need it, I would say hold off on it. Wait a little bit until maybe the prices are dropping. Maybe you'll get a better deal on it. And I mean, if you have another Tacoma that's maybe paid off, I would say honestly stick to it. At the end of the day, I would say it depends on what you use the truck for. I mean, if you're trying to use it for off-roading or something like that, maybe you want to upgrade to an 4x4. That's a different story. But if you're just using it for everyday driving, maybe you just want, you know, a car for work, you just use the bed like I do and you use it every day, honestly, I would just say stick with your original Tacoma that you have now. But obviously everybody buys a truck for a different reason, And who am I to say I have one sitting right in front of me right now with this 2024 Tacoma. Overall, I would say, honestly, I have not much complaints except for the engine size and the price. Other than that, not a big deal. There's not much else to say negative. A lot of people have been hating on this truck, but I've had zero problems other than that small corrosion in the beginning when I first got it. But it was a very small deal, although they took a long time to fix it. It was very small, had no major issues on this truck, and it's very nice. Honestly, I don't have anything else to complain about. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys can please help out the channel by giving a quick like and a subscribe, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.